Google Pixel 7 Pro is a superb candy bar designed smartphone, and the price of the smartphone is set at 84,999 rupees. But what if you don't want the same old design? I mean, this is a good design, but all the phones, look almost the same. They feature the candy bar design. So what if I told you that for the same price of the Google Pixel 7 Pro, you can get a smartphone with a clamshell form factor design that definitely looks and feels different from the rest of the crop? I am talking about the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4, a clamshell designed foldable phone which officially starts at 89,999 rupees, but with various offers and stuff, you can get the Flip 4 for about the same price as the Pixel. However, there's a 1300 mAh difference in terms of the battery capacity of the Pixel 7 Pro and the Flip 4. So if you do get the Flip 4, then what kind of a difference are we looking at when it comes to the endurance of the Flip 4 and the Pixel 7 Pro? That is what we are going to find out in this battery drain comparison video. Hello everyone, Aman here for Fiber, and in this video we compare the Google Pixel 7 Pro with the Galaxy Z Flip 4 in this battery drain test video. But before we go ahead, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos, and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. With that said, let's get started. The timer starts from 0, and we have both the Google Pixel 7 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 on the table. Both phones have 100% battery health connected to the same Wi-Fi network. The brightness of both the phones throughout the whole test will be set at 50%, apart from the time when the YouTube video playback is done, where the brightness will be cranked to a full 100%. Also, the volume levels on both phones have been set to 50%. We start off with the 2-hour 1080p YouTube video playback test, and right off the bat, let's first talk about the displays on both smartphones. So the Pixel 7 Pro and the Galaxy Z Flip 4 both feature 6.7-inch screens. However, there's quite a bit of difference here. First up, the Pixel 7 Pro features a curved 120Hz AMOLED panel with a Quad HD Plus resolution and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9, whereas the Galaxy Z Flip 4 features a flat 120Hz AMOLED display with a Full HD Plus resolution and an aspect ratio of 22:9, which is quite obvious looking at how tall and wide the device is. Apart from this, both phones are plenty bright in day-to-day use. There's a tiny hole punch at the front of both phones. You get slim bezels along with HDR10+ support. Of course, the Pixel 7 Pro offers a sharper display, but in practical use, you really have to pixel peep to figure out the difference between the Quad HD Plus resolution on the Pixel 7 Pro and the Full HD Plus resolution on the Galaxy Z Flip 4. Aside from this, both phones have amazing displays, with the Pixel 7 Pro's panel being slightly brighter, but it is the Galaxy Z Flip 4's panel which, when I saw side by side with the Pixel 7 Pro, I immediately felt that Samsung's panel is definitely the better one when it comes to color reproduction, contrast and vibrancy. And don't get me wrong, the Pixel 7 Pro has an amazing panel, as I said, but when you put it next to the Flip 4, you realize that the Flip's display is surely the more eye-pleasing one, and I hope the camera is able to do justice here. Anyway, after the 2-hour YouTube video playback test, surprisingly both the phones are pretty neck and neck. The Pixel 7 Pro is leading at 85%, but the Galaxy Z Flip 4 is right behind it with 84% battery left in the tank. I mean, the Pixel's performance is good, but the Galaxy Z Flip 4, despite having a smaller battery, is able to hold up. That is good to see. With this, let's start putting some serious load on both of these devices as we move to an hour of 1080p 60fps video recording. So in terms of camera specs, the Pixel 7 Pro features a triple lens setup at the rear, featuring a 50 megapixel main camera, 48 megapixel telephoto camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, along with a 10.8 megapixel snapper at the front. The Galaxy Z Flip 4, on the other hand, features dual 12 megapixel cameras at the rear along with a 10 megapixel snapper at the front. Now, if you wish to know more about both the phones' camera performance, be sure to check out the review videos of both the Pixel 7 Pro and the Galaxy Z Flip 4, which are live on both the Hindi and English channels. Now, funny enough, I wanted to shoot an hour of video recording from both the phone, but I couldn't do so because the Pixel 7 Pro, only after about 12-13 hours of video recording, overheated and the video recording automatically stopped. And at that moment, I tried a lot to restart the recording, but a pop-up kept on showing which said the device is too hot, close the camera before the device cools off. And the Galaxy Z Flip 4, by the way, held up all this while. However, after a couple of minutes, I gave the Pixel 7 Pro another chance, and once again I started recording, but after like 15-16 minutes of recording, the Pixel 7 Pro again stopped the recording because the device heated up. At this point I gave up and I thought that we might as well, just continue with the rest of the tests. And if we do have the time, and if both the phones of course survive all the 5 tests, so at the last we can always do the remaining 30 minutes of video recording. By the way, after around the 2.5 hours mark, the Galaxy Z Flip 4 managed to go ahead of the Pixel 7 Pro with 74% battery left now, and the Pixel 7 Pro now trailing at 72%, which showed how bad of a hit the overheating took on the Pixel 7 Pro, while the Flip 4 managed just decently. With that, we now move to the benchmarks and we start with Geekbench. So I ran 3 rounds here of Geekbench to find out that both phones scored a pretty consistent results across all 3 rounds. However, when it comes to the score themselves, the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset definitely managed to outperform the Pixel 7 Pro, showing the kind of raw power it brings to the table in comparison to the Tensor G2 chip. After this, we took the test a notch up and ran a 20-minute long 3D wildlife extreme stress test to test the GPU of both smartphones. Surprisingly, the Pixel 7 Pro scored 71.6% stability versus 60.7% stability on the Flip 4. However, there was a difference of about 500 points in the best loop scores of both phones. Of course, the Galaxy Z Flip 4 was again leading here. Lastly, we also ran a 20-minute CPU throttling test, and this is where the Pixel 7 Pro finally redeemed itself, as the Flip 4 throttled pretty badly. And of course, you can see the graphs of both the phones in front of your screens right now. So the moral of the story is that of course the Snapdragon chip is the more powerful one than the Tensor G2, and it will also give you superior performance for the most part. However, because of the less space in the Flip 4 chassis, the Snapdragon chip, just like the Tensor chip, heats if you put a significant load on the system, and that's when the phone's performance take a hit. Anyway, after the benchmarks round, both the phones are at a 56% battery, and with that around the 3.5 hours mark, we start with an hour of gaming as we play Asphalt 9 Legends. And just by the way, the Pixel 7 Pro does not have the 60 FPS support on Asphalt 9 like the Flip 4 has, and many other phones also have the 60 FPS Asphalt 9 support. So I'm just putting it out there. So benchmarking is one thing, but the real life performance is what matters. And after an hour of gaming, the Pixel 7 Pro gets back in the lead with 43% battery, with the Flip 4 now sitting at 37%. And just to add about the performance from both the phones, well, there were no hiccups or major frame drops while playing Asphalt 9, as both the phones were able to handle the game pretty well and also delivered good sustained overall performance. With that, we move on to the final test as we run an hour of Instagram on both smartphones. And after this test, by the end of the 5.5 hours mark, the Pixel 7 Pro managed to widen its lead, with it now having 33% battery left versus 24% battery left on the Galaxy Z Flip 4. So now all the tests are done and we are also finished with the social round, but if you remember, there is a 30-minute video recording which is still left, which was going on earlier, but the Pixel 7 Pro heated up. So we are going to finish with the 30 minutes of video recording, and then I'm going to show you the final results. So once again, I started recording the videos on both the phones, and while I was about to reach the end of the test, the Pixel 7 Pro again stopped recording after the 27-minute mark because of overheating, which only shows that if you're someone who would shoot long duration videos, or say would be putting a lot of load on the phone's camera, the Pixel 7 Pro has the tendency of overheating here and not work at all. And also it's funny that this phone is one of the best camera phones out there, so something like this is not expected from a phone of this caliber. So the final results are out, and after the last round, the Pixel 7 Pro once again takes a solid hit, barely manages to outperform the Galaxy Z Flip 4 with 19% battery left after 6 hours of intensive tests. On the other hand, the Galaxy Z Flip 4 held up quite well as it finished the 6-hour test with 14% battery left in the tank. Here is the hour-by-hour battery drain breakup of both the smartphones. You can pause your screens right now and take a look. Honestly speaking, I thought the Pixel 7 Pro with its large battery will be able to easily outperform the Galaxy Z Flip 4 simply because the Galaxy Z Flip 4 comes with a relatively small battery, but the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen chipset definitely proved that efficiency matters a lot even if the phone has, as I said, a relatively small battery. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. So let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, be sure to check out the review videos of the Galaxy Z Flip 4 and the Google Pixel 7 Pro. The videos are available on the English and Hindi Fiber channels. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.